First of all, doing crunches is not going to help you lose fat from belly. So when that happens, body doesn't look into which part of the body did you exercise. So there is a very good chance that one of those discs will go in and come out, pling, and it touches the sciatic nerve. There's a nerve which comes down, which radiates down to your leg. Without maintaining a calorie deficit, how much ever crunches that you do, it's not going to help you lose fat from the belly. Do you have belly fat, and do you do crunches in expectation of losing fat from belly? Now you're up for a surprise for whatever that I'm going to tell you. First of all, doing crunches is not going to help you lose fat from belly. Okay? Even worse, if you actually do crunches without actually knowing how to do it, you will end up injuring your spine, especially the lumbar region, the lower back portion of the spine. So let me explain the whole funda behind it and what you should do to actually lose fat from the belly. Okay? So doing exercises at one particular muscle and expecting fat from that area to go down is technically called spot reduction, and spot reduction is not possible. Okay? When you lose fat from the body, fat goes away from the entire body, right? And fat goes away because there is a well maintained or a well planned calorie deficit or an energy deficit, meaning your energy requirement for the body is 2000 and maybe you ate only 1800 calories, but there is enough amount of protein, there is enough amount of fat and carbohydrate, etc. So fat will go away without losing muscles from the body, right? So when that happens, body doesn't look into which part of the body did you exercise. Oh, Rajiv exercised, did crunches, so let me take fat from the belly. That's not how it works. Okay, fat goes away first from the face and the neck and from the upper back. Fat goes away last from the belly. It's basically nature's mechanism to protect internal reproductive organs. So fat from the belly is the last one to go. Now when you do crunches, right, what happens is that the muscles there, the six-pack abs muscles, right, that's called rectus abdominis. The couple of muscles that we engage when you do crunches are oblique muscles, then rectus abdominis, which is the six-pack muscles, the hip flexors to some extent. All these muscles is the one which is pulling your body up and down, right, when you do these crunches. Now assume, say I am 100 kilograms of body weight. So roughly around 50 to 60 kg will be my upper body weight and remaining will be my lower body, right? So when I lie down and I do these crunches, the one which pulls up my entire 50 to 60 kg of body weight is actually these muscles, right? And if I'm overweight, there's a very good chance that those muscles are not really that healthy or that great or strong enough to endure that load. So what happens, of this 50 to 60 kg weight, majority of that weight will also go to the lower back, right, which is the spine. Now this thing about the spine is that spine is not like one straight line. There's a small curvature to the spine towards the end, right? So spine basically has four sections, which is basically the cervical region, the thoracic region, the lumbar region and the sacral region, right? On the lumbar region, which is the lower back area, we call it by L1, L2, L3, L4, that disc names, right? So basically there is a set of discs and each disc is kept one above the other, and that area has a slight curvature is there. When we lie down and I do this, that curvature is actually pressed against the floor and that curvature gets straightened. So there is a very good chance that one of those discs will go in and come out, pling, and it touches the sciatic nerve. There's a nerve which comes down, which radiates down to your leg. So it touches that nerve and the pain will radiate down to your leg. So when you're overweight, there's a very good chance that your muscles are not that great also, and when you do these crunches, only your core muscles alone will not be able to pull it up, so your lower back gets engaged. This especially happens if you're doing it in a very wrong form. Now what is the right form of doing a crunch? The right form of doing a crunch is, obviously, if possible, don't stick your neck out, yeah, keep your hand behind your head if possible, but keep as neutral a position as much as possible. Tuck your tailbone and tuck your tummy, your navel inside. Try to look at it this way. Bring your navel as closer to your spine, and what you do is that when you do the crunches, when you come down, you actually exhale and when you come back to the original position, you inhale. This is the right way of doing it. So when you do these crunches, if not, the fat is not going away from that area, what happens then? So what happens is that the muscle fibers there gets broken. So one muscle fiber gets broken, body rebuilds it with two fibers. So the core muscles become stronger and better. Yeah, so you will have a good core strength or a core muscle ability. So that's what happens. But the fat above that area goes away because you planned your diet properly, because there is an energy deficit. Law of conservation of energy and mass, right? Excess energy or excess energy coming from food becomes mass in the body. And if there is an energy deficit in your body, then mass gets taken away. So that's the funda. So you lose weight or you lose body fat because you properly maintained a calorie deficit. Okay, without maintaining a calorie deficit, how much ever crunches that you do, it's not going to help you lose fat from the belly. Ulta, if you don't do it right, then there is a very good chance that you actually will end up injuring your lower back. Yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about today, about crunches. So crunches are great, but please don't overdo it and screw up your back. All right, stay healthy, stay young, stay fit, and stay safe. So yeah, bye.